China isn't just pandas and peaceful forests. Some of its herbivores defend territory like warriors, bite through fencing, and fight predators head on. From mountain cliffs to bamboo jungles, these animals prove you don't need fangs to be fierce. So today, we're ranking China's meanest herbivores from surprisingly tough to dangerously unstoppable. Rank 15, Wild Yak, Tibet, Qinghai, Xinjiang. Built like living boulders, wild yaks dominate China's highest plateaus. They weigh nearly 2,000 pounds and are insulated by thick dark fur to survive brutal alpine nights. They move in herds at 3,000 to 5,000 meters, pushing through blizzards that would freeze most animals. Bulls guard their calves with extreme aggression, which is enough to injure wolves, smash fences, and charge at intruders with nearly metre-long horns capable of flipping a predator. Some even stampede through camps, yet they usually avoid humans unless threatened, earning a feared respect across China's wildest terrains. Rank 14, Takin, Sichuan, Shaanxi, Yunnan. With their thick built and shaggy appearance like a golden tank, the Takin stands out with its coarse fur, moose-shaped nose, and dark, curving horns. These herbivores roam China's steep bamboo forests, forming herds of up to 300 in spring, before splitting into smaller family groups when food becomes scarce. And you won't believe it, but males claim dominance in an unusual way by spraying urine on their faces and legs before battling rivals with booming bellows and powerful headbutts. Ew! Takins can crash through bamboo, leap rocky cliffs, and cough as warnings, and when a herd charges, locals call them China's mountain monster. Rank 13, Sika Deer, Central Eastern China. Elegant yet aggressive, Sika deer are among China's most combative forest herbivores, known for rutting battles that can last hours and sometimes end in fatal injuries. Males dig musky soil scrapes to declare territory and guard harems of females, defending them with antler clashes and hoof strikes. Even weakened rivals are pushed until they retreat or bleed. Though centuries of hunting have made wild Sika rare, their temperament hasn't softened. Even domesticated herds attack when challenged, and researchers warn that bowing near them can trigger a dominance headbutt. Rank 12, Reeves Muntjac. South China jumping on Reeves Muntjac, who earns the name barking deer because its sharp, dog-like calls echo through the forest like alarms. It's as small as it looks. While growing only 50 to 80 centimeters tall, this deer fights with unexpected brutality, using fang-like canine teeth that rip deep wounds into rivals or lurking predators. And obsessed with territory, muntjacs challenge animals far larger, then vanish in zigzag sprints that few hunters or dogs can track. Farmers claim they've seen muntjacs bite through fencing wire and leap high barriers, giving this tiny fighter a reputation as China's bravest mini herbivore. Rank 11, Red Deer, Morale, Northeast China. Always dominating northern forests, China's red deer are popular for massive branching antlers and thunderous rutting clashes that echo like distant storms. Also, bulls roar through autumn, guarding harems as they slam antlers together in brutal tests of force. Their thick brown coats shield them from mountain cold. But how do they keep those massive antlers from shattering during such brutal, bone-cracking fights? Actually, rut season aligns perfectly with peak bone density, reducing fatal breaks, yet the forest floor still ends up scattered with shed antlers and scars. Rank 10, Tufted Deer, Central China. With a punk-like black forehead tuft and sharp fang-style canines for biting, the tufted deer looks more like a forest ruff than a typical grazer, Living in remote mountain forests, it steps out at dusk to feed on mushrooms, fruits, and twigs, then melts back into cover before sunrise. After getting disturbed, tufted deer hiss, stomp, and even charge, delivering surprisingly forceful bites. The sightings are rare, but researchers track them by solitary hoof prints and gnawed saplings, reminders of a fierce and secretive herbivore still hiding in China's hills. Rank 9. Przewalski's horse. Northwest China, now called the last true wild horse. Przewalski runs in stubborn, close-knit herds across Mongolia and northwestern China. They've resisted domestication, and protective stallions bite, chase, and kick at high speed to defend their territory. After vanishing from the wild, they were reintroduced, and now they survive in protected grasslands, where they endure harsh droughts and freezing winters by grazing dry grasses and digging up buried roots. Even wolves keep their distance, because a single wild stampede can scatter predators and safeguard young foals in this rugged, untamed herd. Central China. Basically widely recognized as icons of China's traditional farming life, water buffalo look calm, but feral herds can turn dangerously territorial. Weighing up to 1,000 kilograms, they defend mud wallows and feeding areas with raw force, sometimes flipping motorbikes or charging people who wander too close. They graze on aquatic plants and help keep rice paddies and wetlands open for crops. Even calves learn to compete in dominance battles, while local legends celebrate rare super buffalo said to pull massive carts and survive floods that wipe out other livestock. Rank 7. Mountain goats, Markhor, Kashmir, and local breeds. West China. From the celebrated Markhor to hardy Kashmir breeds, China's mountain goats rule the country's highest cliffs with fearless athleticism. Their spiral or curved horns and shock-absorbing hooves allow them to leap ridges that even predators avoid. These goats graze on thorny shrubs, lichens, and moss, enduring thin air and brutal cold. In high-altitude villages, people claim wild goats can guide flocks through blizzards without ever losing direction or nerve. Rank 6. Swan goose, lakes and rivers, China. We all know that swan goose looks graceful from a distance, yet fiercely protective up close. As one of Asia's largest wild geese, they defend nests with powerful wings, loud hissing, and forceful charges that can scare off dogs and even chase people. Their honks echo across lakes for kilometers, warning anything that dares to come near. Yet behind those echoing honks, what strategy protects their nests from rising floods and hungry predators waiting just below the bank? The truth is, they select high grassy riverbanks, where adults work in teams to guard eggs from above and below, proving beauty can be bold and strategic. Rank 5. Bar-headed goose, highlands and wetlands, China. Moving on, legendary sky travelers, bar-headed geese. These geese migrate over the Himalayas at more than 9,000 meters, where freezing winds and thin oxygen defeat most birds. However, on land, they're notorious for their temper, pecking, honking, and charging at anything that trespasses during nesting season. Their record-breaking flights make them icons of endurance, yet their fiery ground behavior reveals a personality just as intense as the heights they conquer. Rank 4. Giant Panda, Sichuan, Shanxi, China. Well, who doesn't love pandas? These bamboo specialists have jaws powerful enough to crush steel bars and bite through thick logs. The adult males roar and wrestle to defend their territory, sometimes flipping rivals over boulders. On the other hand, panda mothers stay fiercely protective, guarding cubs in hidden dens and growling at danger. They spend up to 12 hours daily peacefully eating bamboo, but when disturbed, they become highly agile, climbing trees or sprinting away. Rank 3. Serao, southwest China, high mountains. In China's rugged southwest mountains, the solitary serow lives hidden among cliffs. This goat antelope literally has backward curved horns, powerful shoulders, and a thick shaggy coat that keeps it warm above the tree line. Unlike other grazers, serows roam alone and are known for sudden aggressive charges if cornered on steep paths. Their sharp hooves can cut through ice, and they leap easily across slippery rocks. Even local stories describe them standing their ground against wolves and leopards. Being unpredictable, the serow is one of China's most resilient mountain survivors. Rank 2. Yellow-throated marten, South China. Ever wondered which forest animal packs more chaos, colour and attitude than predators twice its size? The yellow-throated marten that lives in South China's forests is known for its striking colours and wild energy. These agile omnivores raid orchards for fruit, yet defend their territory with screeching calls and furious leaps. Martens often chase animals twice their size, ambush snakes, and even team up to attack deer fawns. Fast runners and expert climbers, they leap across branches like acrobats. They're nicknamed forest bandits by villagers, since they stay unpredictable and are always ready to fight. Rank 1. Père David's deer, Milu, Central China wetlands. And for the final one, we got the legend. Père David's deer, or you can say Milu, were once vanished in China's wild. However, they now thrive in protected wetlands after dedicated conservation, and adapted to watery habitats. Milu graze aquatic plants and wade through deep water with ease. Their powerful legs let them swim or sprint through mud, while tight family groups defend calves together, proving this species' strength and resilience. So which one would you never dare to face? China's steel-biting panda, or a tiny deer armed with fangs? Tell us your pick below, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe before one of them charges your screen.